Erase everything you thought you knew about Africa before colonization. This isn't about random tribes or small settlements. It's the tale of a grand empire protected by one of humanity's largest architectural creations, a kingdom governed by mythical sky rulers and adorned by genius craftsmen, a civilization whose brilliance was stolen, broken, and dispersed across continents. How could a realm of such power simply disappear? History books left this region cloaked in shadow for most people. Yet hidden deep within the forests of modern-day Nigeria stood the Kingdom of Benin, a realm so advanced its artwork left Europe speechless. Its capital rivaled the finest cities of the Renaissance. This is the truth. Today we lift the veil of time to reveal the rise of this magnificent empire and the catastrophe that led to its fall. The legend of Benin begins deep within West Africa's lush green jungles among the Ado people. Its roots stretch back into myth and memory, where celestial rulers known as the Ogiso, kings descended from the sky, once reigned. They ruled over Igodomigodo, the kingdom's earliest form, which took shape around the 11th century. Their history lives on through generations of oral storytelling, where truth and legend intertwine. When the final Ogiso lost the people's trust, rebellion broke out. Seeking new guidance, the people looked toward a sacred land, Ife, the spiritual core of Yoruba heritage. The ruler of Ife responded, sending his son, Prince Oranmiyan. From Oranmiyan's line emerged Iwekaba, the founding Oba of Benin around the year 1200. Yet this Oba represented far more than a monarch. He served as the sacred bridge between the divine and his people, king, judge, and priest united in one being. This marked the birth of a sacred dynasty, a celestial monarchy destined to shape an era. From its roots, a golden age emerged. Over many generations, the Obas grew in might, but true magnificence came under Oba Iwer the Great. Crowned around 1440, he was a conqueror, a mystic, and a creator of empires. His victories went beyond the battlefield. He transformed reality itself. He pushed Benin's frontiers outward and reconstructed the royal capital, renaming it Edo, modern-day Benin City. His greatest creation was the walls of Benin, not a single barrier, but a vast network of trenches and towering embankments. Legends claim the earthworks extended nearly 16,000 kilometers, an achievement of unimaginable scale. Unequaled anywhere in Africa, its scale defied imagination. Within those vast walls, wide streets stretched toward 9 mighty gates that guarded a royal realm worthy of the divine. The Golden Age flourished stronger than ever. Iwer's son became known as the Conqueror, victorious in more than 200 wars. His grandson, Oba Esegi, opened Benin to Europe's horizon. When the Portuguese landed around 1485, this was no story of surrender. The Oba received them on equal ground. Esegi built diplomatic bridges and trade pacts with Portugal, dispatching envoys abroad and creating schools to teach their language. Commerce thrived. Ivory, palm oil, and pepper flowed steadily, but always under the Oba's authority. Wealth multiplied, power expanded, influence soared. But what did Benin City truly look like at its core? Forget the tired image of a primitive world. This was no humble village. It was a grand metropolis, masterfully designed and meticulously organized. At its center stood the royal palace, an architectural masterpiece that amazed travelers. A Portuguese captain in the 1600s described it as vast as Lisbon itself. Its walls gleamed with bronze panels that immortalized the kingdom's history in shining metal. Society moved with deliberate order. The Oba reigned above all, followed by chiefs, nobles, warriors, craftsmen, farmers, and finally the enslaved workers. Yet power never ruled unchecked. A balance of authority curbed corruption. Women of the royal court oversaw male officials, reporting solely to the Oba. Benin's guild network was ahead of its time. Every trade, ivory carving, weaving, metalwork, thrived in its own quarter. More than 40 master guilds served solely under the Oba's command, creating the legendary works that would forever shape Benin's soul. Beyond the city walls, life thrived in bustling markets where cowrie shells traded hands, and the rhythm of drums echoed through sacred festivals celebrating both the ancestors and the king. A legacy cast in bronze, the art of Benin, yet Benin's truest inheritance, the one that made it eternal, lived through its art, the Benin bronzes. Over 3,000 treasures of bronze, brass, and ivory were forged from the 14th century onward. These were far more than ornaments. They were living chronicles molded in glowing metal, portraits of rulers and queens, soldiers in armor, divine rituals, and emissaries from afar. Each piece narrated a story of heritage, monarchy, and divinity. Forged by the Royal Brass Casters Guild using the lost wax method, their craftsmanship was astonishing, so exact it rivaled Europe's Renaissance masters. When Europeans first beheld the bronzes in the 1800s, they refused to accept that Africans had created such brilliance, so they fabricated stories, weaving falsehoods and wild theories to explain them away. Yet truth cannot be buried. The Benin bronzes shattered every colonial illusion, and continue to do so today. The fall of a great kingdom. No civilization, no matter how grand, remains untouched by time. By the 18th and 19th centuries, fractures appeared. Struggles over succession eroded royal power, and as the world turned against the slave trade, Benin's wealth began to fade. Then came Europe's ruthless scramble for Africa. The British sought dominion, but the Oba refused to yield. In 1897, diplomacy collapsed into chaos. A British expedition advanced toward Benin City. The royal court, sensing danger, acted first. They struck. First came Britain's answer, swift and merciless. A massive retaliatory campaign was launched. 1,200 British soldiers armed to the teeth marched on Benin City. They razed it to the ground, looting its royal compounds and setting its sacred temples ablaze. Oba Ovonramwen was captured and sent into exile. After nearly a millennium of rule, the Kingdom of Benin collapsed. What followed was one of history's greatest acts of cultural theft. Thousands of Benin bronzes and ivory relics were seized, shipped to London, and scattered across museums throughout Europe and America. Legacy and repatriation today, yet the spirit of Benin endured. In 1914, its monarchy was symbolically revived. The Oba remains a revered cultural and spiritual figure, a living echo of royal heritage. Still, the shadow of 1897 continues to fall long. The movement to reclaim history has already begun. Germany has repatriated several treasures. The Netherlands, in a landmark 2025 event, returned 119 priceless relics. As one official declared, these are not mere artworks. They are the heartbeat and heritage of a nation. This is the enduring spirit of Benin, a civilization of brilliance, a people defined by strength, creators of unmatched genius, and a legacy long stolen now finding its path home. Which moment of this story moved you most? Do you believe stolen heritage must be restored? Share your thoughts below. If this voyage through history inspired you, like, share, and subscribe, because the rediscovery of Africa's truth has only just begun. Thank you for watching.